The Street Fighter series has never rested on its laurels. It's obvious that each iteration of the long-running franchise has been carefully tuned and tweaked to the finest degree. And nowhere is this more apparent than in Street Fighter 4. 20 years plus lineage and the lessons learned in that time have been used to prune back the core fighting experience to create something truly special. Its success lies in its ability to achieve the seemingly impossible, creating one of the most technically complex 2D fighters ever made, and then wrapping it in a layer of absolute accessibility. Never has the old "a minute to learn, a lifetime to master" adage been truer than it is here. All 12 of the classic World Warriors are back and playable from the outset, and are joined by 6 brand new and diverse characters. Abel, a mixed martial arts grapple-style character, Crimson Viper, a female fighter with sweeping airborne fire attacks, Rufus, a rotund fighter whose body makes him a bit of a sight gag despite his deceptive speed, and El Fuerte, a pro wrestler whose rushes and air throws make him a slippery foe. New boss Seth also joins the ranks, while Ryu and Ken Sensei Goken also makes his playable character debut in Street Fighter 4. Fan favourites Cammy, Sakura, Akuma, Fei Long, Rose, Gen and Dan also make a return to the roster. Character balance is absolutely spot on, and as a result you should never feel you can't compete simply because you've chosen one character over another. The air blocks and parry moves from Street Fighter 3 and Alpha are gone, but focus attacks, a completely new gameplay system, has been added. This new multi-purpose offensive and defensive ability allows you to charge by pressing and holding medium punch and kick. If you land it, it'll absorb the first incoming hit and avoid an animation reset, allowing for an instant counter-attack or armor-breaking move. Your revenge meter builds as you take damage, while X fills as you dish it out. This becomes a crucial risk versus reward mechanic. Do you opt to take hits to build revenge and power up an ultra attack, or do you deal damage to burn your X on improved moves or save it up for a super finisher? Because the game is so balanced, advanced moves are never required to win a match, but they act as an additional weapon in the arsenal of skilled players. The moves are there waiting for you when you want to step up and learn how they work, but well-timed basic punches and kicks are just as effective to win matches. The single-player mode is robust and has a lot to offer across several components. Arcade mode pits you against a set number of fights and culminates in a showdown with Seth, the game's new end boss. Rival fights pop up, but are simply regular fights accompanied by in-engine exchange with your opponent. They're a welcome mix-up, but often add nothing to the storyline, as some fighters simply don't know why they hate each other. Each character's adventure is bookended at either side of the arcade mode by an anime-style cinematic movie explaining their motivations for attending the tournament. Given the amount of additional content shoehorned into this game, we are slightly disappointed to find no bonus levels have been included, especially since we had high hopes of reliving our glory days of smashing cars and barrels like we did in Street Fighter 2. The game's new training mode is excellent and lets you pose your sparring partner in multiple positions, as well as toggle CPU control and its intensity. You can even switch places with your opponent, record up to 10 seconds of custom moves, and then loop the replay to practice your evasion moves, attack timing, and counters. The other big new inclusion is Trial Mode, a multi-tiered training tool which will teach you not only how to perform the moves, but how to string them together. The 5 normal difficulty levels cover basic character-specific moves like dragon punches, charge moves, and throws, but get significantly tougher as you progress to cover specials, cancelling attacks with focus, and stringing together multi-part combos. If you can get through these and feel up to the challenge, there's also an additional 5 levels of bone-crushing general-purpose moves designed to help you improve your competitive play. Multiplayer is one of the big features of Street Fighter 4. Offline is standard head-to-head fare with a second player, while online offers either friendly or ranked games. Ranked match wins award you battle points, which you use to show off your skills and help with the matchmaking process. Stat tracking allows you to size up your competitor's win-to-loss ratio. If you're after the true arcade experience, there's even the option to turn on challenge mode in single player. Just as you've come to expect in an arcade, if you're battling the CPU and someone issues a challenge, your game will pause and you'll automatically accept the invitation. Once accepted, you'll resume your offline game where you left off. At slightly less than full connection strength, you'll receive a seamless fighting experience. Poorer connections are more like slideshows, although we did manage to find games with supposedly poor connections which played quite well. There's no online tournament mode to be found here, which is a surprising omission given its inclusion in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix last year, but Capcom has confirmed a free post-launch download dubbed the Championship Mode Expansion Pack, which will add recording, uploading, and download of player match videos, 3 more point systems, and improved matchmaking. We're hoping the patch also addresses players who leave games early to avoid point loss, as right now there's no penalty for those who bail early if it looks like they're going to lose. Street Fighter 4's visual presentation is outstanding. The art style appears a lot more adult this time around, swapping the bright Saturday morning kids cartoon looks of the previous games for large, menacing characters with bulging muscles and environments with more muted colour palettes. The game's pseudo-cel-shaded character art style uses thick black outlines and splattered ink to great effect. Street Fighter 4 will welcome you with open arms whether you're a lapsed fan concerned you've been out of the loop for too long or you're dipping your toes for the first time. Amazing presentation, intricate and enjoyable fighting gameplay, and long-term appeal with online play makes this a must-have. Street Fighter 4 is undoubtedly one of the finest examples of the fighting genre this generation.